Again, welcome to my channel. Wondering if someone close to you, perhaps a friend, co-worker, or someone you see regularly, is secretly attracted to you? Have you noticed subtle behaviors that make you question their true feeling, but never felt certain enough to draw conclusions? Attraction often hides in plain sight, concealed behind carefully chosen words, subtle gestures, and quiet moments. It's a question we've all cast ourselves at some point, yet most of us are never taught how to decipher the signs. But here's the truth. Human behavior is not random. It's intentional, deliberate, and most importantly, revealing if you know where to look. In this video, we're going to explore a fascinating topic rooted in psychology and emotional connection. The 3 unmistakable signs a woman shows when she's secretly attracted to you. These are not the loud years of flirtation that you might expect. Instead, they're subtle, almost imperceptible, yet deeply meaningful. The kind of signs that, once you know them, will change the way you perceive the people around you. Why does this matter? Because understanding these hidden cues can help you navigate your relationships with clarity and confidence. Whether you're curious about a close friend's intentions, a colleague's behavior, or someone new in your life, this insight will provide clarity where there's been uncertainty. But that's not all. Beyond just identifying these signs, we're going to take it a step further by adding unique perspective. One inspired by the Stoic philosophy. You'll learn how to remain calm, composed, and emotionally grounded even when the signs of attraction are staring you in the face. This isn't about jumping to conclusions or acting impulsively. It's about understanding, observing, and responding with wisdom. So stay with me until the end of this video, because what you'll learn today isn't just about attraction. It's about cultivating a deeper awareness of human connection. By the time we're finished, you'll not only be able to spot these subtle signs, but you'll also gain the confidence to approach relationships in a way that aligns with your values and composure. Before we dive in, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you won't miss out on our newer videos. Now let's dive in and uncover the 3 signs you need to know. Let's start with the first and one of the most powerful indicators of hidden attraction. Her body language, while words can often be filtered, rehearsed, or even intentionally misleading. Body language is much harder to control. It's an honest and raw form of communication that can reveal what someone is feeling deep down, even when they're trying to hide it. One of the most telling signs of hidden attraction is when her body language begins to mirror yours. Psychologists call this the chameleon effect, and it's a subconscious way of building rapport and connection. If you lean in during a conversation and notice she does the same, or if you gesture with your hands and she starts doing something similar, is a strong indicator that she's tuned into you on a deeper level. This isn't just random mimicry, it's her subconscious way of creating a bond. Another key sign to look for is prolonged eye contact. Eye contact is one of the most intimate forms of nonverbal communication. While casual acquaintances may glance at you briefly, someone who's attracted to you will often hold your gaze just a little longer than necessary. It's as if she's trying to connect with you on a deeper, unspoken level. However, there's a nuance to this. Some women, especially if they're shy, may quickly look away when you catch their gaze, but the pattern of stolen glances often repeats itself. Pay attention to how she positions herself when she's around you. Does she angle her body toward you? Even in a group setting, does she unconsciously lean in when you're speaking, as though she's drawn to your presence? These subtle movements are her way of closing the physical distance between you, even if she's not consciously aware of it. You might also notice nervous or fidgety behaviors, such as playing with her hair, adjusting her clothes, or touching her face. These actions, while seemingly small, can signal a heightened state of awareness and attraction. When someone is drawn to you, they often become more self-conscious in your presence, leading to these subtle yet telling movements. Let's bring in the Stoic perspective here. A Stoic observer doesn't rush to conclusions based on these cues. Instead, they take note of pattern over time. For example, is her body language consistent? Does she lean in, hold eye contact, or mirror your movements repeatedly in various situations? Stoicism teaches us to observe without judgment or assumption, ensuring that we don't mistake friendliness for attraction. Here is an actionable tip. The next time you're interacting with her, pay attention to how her body responds to yours. Is she creating opportunities to move closer or engage with you physically even, in small ways? By calmly observing and recognizing these patterns, you can gain valuable insight into her feelings without overanalyzing or letting your emotions cloud your judgment. Remember, body language is often a combination of subtle cues, not a single definitive sign. Lean into the wisdom of Stoicism and focus on what is observable rather than what you want to believe. This will allow you to approach the situation with clarity, confidence, and respect for her boundaries. The second sign of attraction she shows is her prioritizes you without seeming obvious. She prioritizes you in subtle but meaningful ways. Attraction often reveals itself through consistent actions rather than bold declarations. A woman who is secretly attracted to you will make you feel valued and important, but she'll do so in a way that doesn't draw too much attention to itself. One of the most telling behaviors is how she makes time for you in today's busy world. Time is one of the most precious resources we have. If she's going out of her way to spend time with you, even if it means rearranging her schedule, it's a strong indic. Pay attention to how often she initiates conversations, plans meetups, or simply link longer than necessary after your interactions. Another subtle yet meaningful sign is how she remembers the little details about you. For example, she might recall your favorite coffee order, a story you shared weeks ago, or even small preferences you've mentioned in passing. These aren't just signs of a good memory. They indicate that she's actively paying attention to you because you matter to her. Look at her willingness to help you even when you haven't asked. Does she offer support or advice when you're facing challenges? Does she go out of her way to make your life easier or more comfortable? These actions speak volumes about her priorities. A woman who is secretly attracted to you will often express her feelings through acts of service, even if she doesn't say it outright. From a Stoic perspective, it's important to remain composed and observant in these situations, rather than jumping to conclusions or letting emotions cloud your judgment. Focus on the consistency of her actions over time. Attraction isn't always about grand gestures. It's often revealed through small, repeated behaviors that create a clear pattern. Here's an actionable tip. Take note of how she interacts with others. Compared to how she interacts with you. Is her attention and effort significantly more focused on you? If so, this could be a strong sign of her hidden feelings. Ultimately, Stoicism teaches us to appreciate these moments without overanalyzing them. Recognize her efforts with gratitude, but stay grounded and respectful of her boundaries. This approach not only strengthens your understanding of her intentions, but also allows you to respond with calmness and confidence. The third sign, perhaps most profound sign of hidden attraction she shows, is emotional vulnerability in your presence. When a woman feels a deep connection to you, she'll often let her guard down and share parts of herself that she doesn't reveal to others. This vulnerability is a clear sign of trust, and trust is a cornerstone of attraction. Pay attention to the kinds of conversations she has with you. Does she share personal stories or open up about her feelings, dreams, and fears? For example, she might tell you about a difficult experience she went through. Seek your advice on something meaningful or talk about her hopes for the future. These moments of openness indicate that she feels safe and comfortable with you too. The ingredients for attraction. Another sign is how she reacts emotionally in your presence. Does she laugh more, seem more relaxed, or even let you see her more vulnerable? Emotions like sadness or frustration. When a woman is secretly attracted to you, she'll often allow you to see a side of her that others don't. This isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of trust and emotional connection from a Stoic perspective. It's crucial to approach this vulnerability with respect and composure. Attraction often involves emotional risks, and by opening up to you, she's trusting you to handle her feelings with care. Respond calmly and empathetically, ensuring that you create a safe space for her to express herself without fear of judgment. Here's an actionable tip. When she opens up to you, focus on being an active listener. Pay attention to her words, maintain eye contact, and offer thoughtful responses. This not only strengthens your bond, but also shows her that you value and respect her trust. Remember, Stoicism is about maintaining balance and clarity. While emotional vulnerability is a strong indicator of attraction, it's essential to observe these moments in the context of your overall interactions by staying grounded and respectful. You can navigate these situations with wisdom and emotional intelligence, strengthening your connection in the process. As we've explored the signs of hidden attraction, it's important to remember that attraction is just one aspect of human relationships. To truly navigate these connections effectively and with respect, we turn to the principles of Stoicism. Stoicism isn't just a philosophy of self-discipline. It's a guide to becoming a thoughtful, balanced, and emotionally intelligent observer of life when applied to relationship. Stoicism can help us interpret attraction without letting our emotions run wild or cloud our judgment. One of the foundational teachings of Stoicism is the importance of observation as humans. We often rush to conclusions based on what we want to believe, rather than what's actually happening. For example, seeing one or two signs of attraction might lead some to assume that feelings are mutual or that a deeper relationship is inevitable. But Stoicism teaches us to step back, remain calm, and observe patterns over time, rather than reacting impulsively to isolated moments. Respecting boundaries is another critical aspect of Stoicism in relationships. It's easy to feel a sense of entitlement when you notice signs of attraction. However, Stoicism emphasizes humility and respect for others, autonomy. Even if she's showing signs of interest, that doesn't mean she's ready or willing to take the relationship to the next level. Every individual has their own pace and comfort zone, and it's essential to honor that this ties into the Stoic concept of focusing on what's within your control. You can't control how someone feels about you, but you can control how you respond to their actions and emotions. If she opens up to you emotionally, acknowledge her vulnerability with kindness and composure. If she prioritizes you, subtly express gratitude without assuming it means more than it does by focusing on your actions and reactions. You can maintain a sense of balance and avoid unnecessary disappointment. Stoicism also helps us avoid making assumptions. Attraction, as we've discussed, is subtle and complex. Assuming that someone's interested in you based on one or two signs can lead to misunderstandings or even hurt feelings. Instead, Stoicism encourages us to interpret signs within their proper context. Look at the bigger picture of how she interacts with you over time, rather than zeroing in on isolated gestures or moments. AO practices, cultivating emotional balance. Relationships can be emotionally charged, especially when action is involved. It's natural to feel excitement, curiosity, or even anxiety when you think someone might be attracted to you. However, Stoicism teaches us not to let these emotions overwhelm us. Instead, practice mindfulness and self-awareness. When you notice you're yourself getting carried away by emotions, take a moment to ground yourself. Remind yourself that your feelings are valid, but they shouldn't dictate your actions or decisions. Here's a practical tip. When you sense she might be attracted to you, take time to reflect on the situation rather than acting on impulse. Journaling can be a helpful Stoic tool. Here, write down the signs you've noticed, the context in which they occurred, and your interpretation of them. This exercise helps you separate fact from assumption and approach the situation with clarity. Another way to apply a Stoic mindset is by practicing gratitude, whether or not her feelings are aligned with yours. Express gratitude for the connection you share. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you want to what you already have, fostering a sense of contentment and emotional stability. If she's attracted to you, gratitude will strengthen the bond between you. If she's not, it will help you appreciate the relationship for what it is, without harboring resentment or disappointment. And Stoicism also emphasizes self-improvement. Instead of fixating on whether someone is attracted to you, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. This doesn't mean changing who you are to gain someone's attention. It means investing in your personal growth and well-being. A Stoic man or woman is confident, composed, and self-assured, which naturally makes them more attractive to others. Lastly, remember the value of patience. Relationships take time to develop, an attraction isn't always immediately apparent or mutual. By practicing patience, you allow connections to evolve naturally and authentically. Stoicism reminds us that rushing or forcing a relationship often leads to frustration or disappointment. Instead, trust the process and let things unfold at their own pace. To sum up, Stoicism offers a powerful framework for understanding and navigating attraction. Stay observant without overreacting. Respect boundaries and interpret signs within context. Avoid entitlement or assumptions. And instead, focus on what's within your control by cultivating emotional balance, practicing gratitude, and committing to self-improvement. You'll approach relationships with wisdom, composure, and confidence. Attraction is a beautiful and complex